this is Tuan Isom. I'm your business strategist, consultant, and marketing CEO guru, whatever I need to be to help you out. So, one of the questions that I'm often asked is how do you do smart hiring? Like, how do you build a dream team on a budget? The first thing you need to do is to figure out who's doing what already on your team, and then work to understand where your gaps are. So there are three people that you need to really make your team thrive. And I talk about this often when it comes to small businesses, when I'm coaching, when I'm creating a program for clients to help entrepreneurs. The first thing you need to do is you need to have what I call the money. No organization can survive without proper business, accounts payable, and receivables tracking. So you need to have what I call the money, the person who manages the money, who tracks the money, the expenses, manages cash flow, generates all your financial statements, and has at least, I would say, starting if you haven't done this, like at least for the first couple of months, you want to meet weekly. And then for after the first quarter, you might look at meeting bi-weekly, and then you can move to monthly, like after the first year. That person is going to be detrimental because it's going to tell you where you're spending too much money. And they're also going to be able to help you figure out how to save money in order for you to make the hires. The second person you need is the person I'll call the monitor. And that is the person who is like an administrative person or virtual assistant. They take on different titles depending on the size of your organization. That person is going to be extremely important when it comes to making sure you're meeting deliverables, intaking new clients, creating processes, standard operating procedures that you're going to need to scale your business to make your business more successful in the long run. And then the final person you're going to need for your business will be the technical people to make your business grow. The reason why I did not say that they are your primary person is because you're the technical person, because you're the person that started the business based on your expertise. So you can hire those people, but only after you hire the first two, the money, the manager, and you're the maker. You are the one who has the technical expertise until your business starts to grow. And then you can add on additional people to your business. So, what happens? What needs to happen? So, when you're hiring people, you want to look at who can you offset the bulk of your activities to in order so that you can focus on the high level things that you don't have to do, right? And I will also encourage you to first write down all the tasks that you do in a day over a 2 weeks period of time. And as you start to map out those activities, you want to basically prioritize the things that you do and group those in things by topics like technical. That means that's what you need to do. Administrative, right? Those are the administrative things that you do that you will eventually assign to the monitor once you hire them. And then you want to also create a list of things that are money. Those are the people that will do your accounting. When you first start out, it might be a bookkeeper. Those are the people that you want to hire to do any kind of money management and tracking. So now that we have those two people in place, what you're going to start to look at is second part is you as the expert. How can you then start to grow your business? See, the first part of anything when you start in a business, whether it's a professional services company, a construction company, or a retail establishment, whatever type of company you start, you are the primary technical expert. But in order for you to grow your business, you're going to need someone to help you out in the administrative and the money tasks. But once you get to the point where you can actually start to outline what you do from a technical perspective, you can prioritize those things, the technical tasks based on expertise, like what only you can do in your business. And you will then say, okay, mid-level, what can I hire someone else to do, even if it's in the technical realm? And then entry level, what can someone in my job or my expertise do at an entry level so that I don't have to touch it? That is how you begin to expand your team. So, for example, let's say that you are a flooring company and you start a flooring business. And you are the person who is expert at the technical part. So you have somebody else doing your invoicing, you have someone else doing anything that's financially related, your cash receivables, your payables. And then you also have someone who's doing your assistant, your virtual assistants, doing all your scheduling. They're doing a follow up. They're making sure, like, hey, I wanted to see how your service went. Is there anything else that we could do? Can we get a referral? Can you go to the website and get a testimonial? So the virtual assistant can do those type of things. But when you start your flooring company, you're the technical person. So let's say you want to expand your business and you want to bring on new people. Well, what you might first want to do is bring on people at an entry level. So that may be basic flooring things that you will be with them on the project to start. But then you also have to move away from that project. And then you might be going to pricing and to business development, right? So you're hiring people that are based on an entry level person who can do the basic things that need to be done, where you can train them or have some experience in roughly a month's amount of time. Then you move to mid level projects. That may be, let's say, a home that has like maybe 2 or 3 story homes, but you might want to say, okay, fine, I'm going to train somebody that's a mid level to come in at that level. The final phase is the expert. That's where you are. That's when you start looking at, okay, commercial business is on lock, residential business is on lockdown. I want to start expanding to commercial business. So now what you have entry, you have mid-level, and you have expertise. So what you're doing is you're creating a pipeline for professionals to support your business. Now, from a money perspective, how do you bring on those people so it's budget friendly? You can either do it per job, right? If you are a professional services company, you could pay them by bookkeeping per month, and then you outsource or upsell those services. If you are, we already talked about construction. If you're a retail business, you may look at, I'm interested in having bringing on someone to help me as an employee. They can be part time, so you get a day, or they may be part time weekends, so you can get your weekend off. So you look at different ways to start bringing on people part time. When you have companies that are professional services, it's a lot easier because you can run your business from anywhere in the world. So it opens another pool of people where if you have an accounting, marketing, PR company, that those kind of companies, program management, software development, you can hire anybody in the world to do your business. So it makes it a lot easier on your bottom line because you're able to get talent that is international. When you get international talent, it's really good because you're able to negotiate really, really good rates. So as you're negotiating these good rates with the talent, you just really start to scale them up. So they start from part-time, and then you can have them be maybe consultant, and then you move them from a 1099 consultant to W-2s after you see that their work is really good. And that is how you start to build your pipeline to really build a dream team on a budget. Always do virtual, always do temp, doing per project. Do not enter into a contract that is for a term of time. You want to enter to a contract that's based on deliverables. That's really going to help you really thrive from the perspective of getting good quality talent, and you're able to see what they can do just and not enter yourself into a contract with somebody who is working on a project for 3 months and they really suck and they're not good. But have them work on a deliverable or two, see what they can do, and then you allow the relationship to grow over a period of time. It's also important as well that when you bring these people on, that you not just give them one deliverable, but give them at least 2 to 5, because some people can do a great thing and sustain and seem like they're awesome for on one deliverable or one project. But once you then you kind of get a real fit for how someone is after 5 projects or 5 deliverables. And then from there, what you're going to start to do is simply go into ChatGPT and say, I'm looking to build entry level position, job description for this type of role. And then you may say, I'm interested in building a mid level job description for this type of role. And then for your position, you want to type down everything that you're doing, and then you ask ChatGPT to create that actual job description based on these tasks, which are your tasks. and you want the ChatGPT to add anything to any of these positions that you may have missed. And then after that, what tends to happen is ChatGPT will give you a job description. You look it over, see if it's missed anything, because ChatGPT does miss things. And then you ask ChatGPT to assign a salary to this, and you take that salary and that job description, share it with your accounting manager or your bookkeeper, and say, hey, is it possible for us to start to bring on some entry level people? And if so, what is the amount that I should be looking at? And to start off, if you're doing professional services, you might want to do a Fiverr, or you may want to do an Upwork or one of the job sites. And then if you have a physical or retail business or construction company, it's always good to just really post those job descriptions on social media, any and every place you possibly can. I have found ZipRecruiter to be very good at, I don't know, I just like the way their resumes process, their job description process works. You can also do LinkedIn as well, but ZipRecruiter for me has been extremely beneficial when hiring people. So I hope this helps. But the biggest thing is get a hold of your accounting before you go out there and you start hiring people, because you're going to really want to know what your budget is. And then you want to figure out like what's most important and prioritize entry level, because you want to get the entry level job functions or job tasks off of your docket and assign to somebody else. So that's going to enable you to get out there and kill it and get more business. And when you start to do that, what's really going to happen is, sky's the limit. And then you can have the entry level staff, the mid level staff, and then the senior level staff, which is your equivalent, because by that time, you're looking at how do you expand your business? How do you go into other verticals, other markets? So I hope this helped. I love you guys. I mean, I love business. It's my passion. Put any kind of questions you want me to ask. I'm here for you. I'll give you my advice. No problem. God bless.